I don't think I've addressed this yet. I was dealing with some weak men. My D was bigger. But anyways, Chille Castrated. Now, I've seen a little bit of you all around TikTok. You trying to sue people? That ain't my bag, not my business. But I got a question for you. You're all about Terry versus Ohio, right? And if you're not familiar with the fucking law, let me show you. Pause and read. Terry versus Ohio went against stop and frisk laws. A law that stated that police officers could literally stop and frisk you just because you look like you were suspicious as fuck. That law mainly worked against black people. Well, Chille Castrated, I just so happen to know one of the victims that you're supporting right now, trying to get rid of this. And it doesn't pertain to this. His name is Caleb Slay. Yo, Pander game is kind of weak, because I caught wind of you a while ago. Caleb Slay. Let's take a look. See, Caleb was not the one being stopped and frisked. Pause and read. It was a U-Haul driver who just so happened to narc on Caleb. I'm not done. This right here is giving description of what the cops saw when they approached the U-Haul drivers. A green car that was bumper to bumper with the U-Haul. I'm not done. Pause and read. Stewart said he asked Ray if he stopped at the location to see the two people in the green car. Ray said yes. Let's see what happens next. Now, because of what the U-Haul driver said, they started suspecting Caleb Slay. Pause and read. But it wasn't just what the U-Haul driver said. It was Slay's behavior and failure to follow his directions. Oh, I'm not done. Now, pause and read for this one, because it would seem as though there was a lot of non-compliance on Caleb's behalf. I'm not done. Now, this little tidbit was thrown in the article midway. The autopsy toxicology results from Slay's autopsy were positive for methamphetamine. But I digress. There's still a lot of non-compliance happening here. Moving on. Once again, pause and read. Non-compliance. Which ended up with Caleb knocking Agent Stewart to the ground. Next. I'll just let you read this. Next. Up here you can see where it stated that Caleb reached for his right hip as he was standing over Officer Stewart while Officer Stewart was on the ground. Go ahead and read it. And unfortunately here, and unfortunately here, and unfortunately here is where Officer Gasparoni fired his weapon. But that's not all. Caleb had a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. He was gonna kill that cop. So it's safe to say that you are pandering. And not only that, but you are dragging a mother who just lost their son through a whole bunch of fuck shit they don't need to go through. Because it wasn't the fault of the cops this time. It was Caleb's. And you're only making her pain worse. This has nothing to do with Terry versus Ohio.